Hi, Cathy. It has been weeks since we have talked.
I know it's been a while. I was going through withdrawal.
Aw. Oh my gosh. So, yes, I'm so happy to see you. And this is earlier than we normally ever meet. So, this is
Mhm.
unusual for us. But hi, everybody. I am Jody Pear.
I'm Cathy Feltz.
And I want to talk about a little project, and it is a very little project that I'm working on right now, but it's organizing. And so, right now, we are getting our boat ready to launch tomorrow. And so, our boat is like a cottage. That's how we treat it. I mean, we live on our boat through the summer as much as possible. We go there during the week, we go there any chance we get. And when we go on the weekends, we stay for the weekend. But so that means, in the fall, when we put it away, the whole boat, everything gets emptied, everything gets cleared out. And so now I'm bringing things back in. I'm like, we're moving in. But
Yep.
I am reevaluating how we use the space, how we live on the space. And like when we walk in, on a Friday afternoon and we're there for the weekend, like where are we dumping? Like, where am I dumping my purse? And where's Larry's wallet
Mhm.
and our phones and all in our shoes, all these things? Where are we dumping them? Um, and how can it still look good?
Right.
Gosh, so I have tried plastic organizers. I have tried the approach of, where can I put things that are going to look appealing? But
Mhm.
now, like this year, and I don't know what's prompting it. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but look what I have.
Oh, I love that book. Of
This
course,
is,
I have that book too.
I know, this is like your foundational teachings, right? For
Hmm.
organizing.
Hmm.
And we've talked about her before because I heard her on a podcast on the Sherry and Nancy show, and I
Yeah.
was like fascinated by everything she's saying. So this is my first time starting to read her book. And I picked it up at a book exchange, and I got it for free, but the previous owner got it for $5.
Yeah.
So it's not an expensive book, but it is so interesting. Um, and maybe you can teach us, more of what you love about this book, but I'm not far into it. But she has you, it's self-discovery. Of course, everything is self-discovery, but it's
Right.
really, how do you look at your clutter differently? Like, clutter has a negative emotion, it evokes a negative
Mhm.
emotion, and she takes that away, at least in my perspective, because she wants you to see it as a symbol of something in your life, significance in your life. Am I on the right track? Is that
Yes.
where she's going?
Yes.
Oh, God. I love it. So for me, when I read this, I just see that she takes away the negative feelings. She takes away the shame that so many of
Hmm.
us feel when we see clutter in our house, and we start the whole negative self-talk, like, oh, there's that mountain of papers again, or there's the
Yep.
shoes piling up at the back door, there's whatever it is for you. It's like, stop beating yourself up and just
Mhm.
start asking yourself the questions, like, really, what does that mean? And I don't know, I mean, I know there's more to it, but that's all that I know so far. So
Mhm.
can you go a little further with that?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I mean, there's so many things in that book that are really valuable and that you can take. So you can just take one nugget from what she's saying and really move with just that one nugget. And it's the type of book that you can pick up, you can read some of it, put it down, kind of institute what you read, and then pick it up again later. So you don't have to read the whole thing in one sitting. So that's really nice. But one of the things that she talks about is that clutter is not just stuff. So it's
Mm,
not just your stuff, it's the emotions and the memories and the meaning and the why. Why do you have that stuff? So it's about that. And that's why for lots of people, not everything in their house, but certain things in their house are really hard for them to let go of, and they don't understand how come. They don't understand why it piles up or why it's in the attic in the basement, and they have such a hard time like looking at it and even dealing with it. It's because it's not just a pile of things, it has all that other stuff attached to it. So that's one of the things that she talks about that I think is really key and very important. And the whole, it sort of helps you to take what you said earlier, the shame. It helps you take the shame out of it. So instead of clutter being this horrid, shameful thing, there's a reason that you have it.
Yeah.
And the challenge is in finding what is that reason that you have it. So once you understand that, then you can make some better decisions about what you're keeping or not keeping and where you're putting it and that kind of thing. The other thing that she talks about that I think is really important is the individual way to approach your space. So it's not cookie cutter. Organizing is not cookie cutter. It's not that we all have to have matching bins in our basement or wicker baskets in our laundry room. We don't have to have that. And people get stuck on, with lots of stuff, they do this with the magazine image of what your house should look like, just like we get stuck on the magazine image of what we should look like. So it needs to not just look pretty for you, it's subjective, but it also needs to function just for you and for your family, the other people in your home or your boat or wherever you are.
Yeah, this seems like such a minor example, but it is such a frustration for me when we walk in our back door, our side door. That is the door that we use coming and going from our garage every day, all day long. And our shoes accumulate there. And there's 2 steps to go up into our kitchen. And what drives me crazy is that the shoes start accumulating, which means the door cannot swing all the way open. So it's like I'm like squeezing, at times I'm squeezing in if I let those shoes get out of control. And so I let Larry, because this is his habit more than mine. I didn't grow up with this habit. We put our shoes away, but now as an adult, and I have fallen into Larry's routine, and I do drop my shoes there, but I keep it, as my own practice. I keep mine to 1 pair of shoes, and I let him have 2 pairs of shoes. So what I started doing is put his shoes on the stairs. My 1 pair of shoes turns so that it is running horizontally with the stair, the rise of the stair. The door can open all the way.
It's a
It's
small
so
thing.
simple.
It's a really big thing. That's a really big thing because you go in and out of that door all the time. That's how you get in and out of your house. And it bugs you every single time you get in and out of your house. And think of the feng shui of that. You can't
Yes.
even enter your space. Your energy
Yes.
stop dead at the door.
Yes. Yes. And then when we have guests come over, they do the same thing. Everybody's shoes go there, and it's just like, oh my God. But I don't have a solution for that yet. But I mean, that's a temporary thing, so that's okay. But at least for our everyday comings and goings, that little adjustment of me turning my shoes, it's like, yes, welcome to my home. Like welcoming me to my own home. Like, yes, I could open the door. So simple. But then back to my boat example. So what I did, because it is still an empty shell, like I haven't taken, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I've taken clothes there. So inside the cabinets, those are full. But it's the everyday comings and goings that I'm trying to address right now. And so what I did is, there are cubbies, and very unusual cubbies on a boat. very like, I
Mhm.
mean, there's like an angled wall. It's just really, really odd spaces. And so what I did is I measured everything.
Mhm.
So there is what would be like a nightside table that is at the foot of our bed, and it is right on the border, the defining border between the kitchen area and the bedroom. So it could be used, it was intended to be used for the bedroom, but that's typically where I try to put our keys and phones and my purse and his wallet and those
Mhm.
things, but it's just a cluttered mess. And so anyway, so that odd space, I've measured it, and the area for our shoes, like I found another little hidden cubby that is also going to be convenient. I measured that space, and what I want is some kind of, it doesn't have to be on casters, but I need a shallow tray, like maybe
Mhm.
like a boot tray, but I know a boot tray is a
Too
measurement
big.
that's not going to work. The size, the dimensions are not going to work, but something similar to that, that is going under this banquette seating that we have. But I want to easily pull it in and out. It will slide on the carpet. Um, but I'm so excited that I have it in my mind that I am going to splurge and I am going to purchase Marie Kondo organizers.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that? Oh my God, I'm so excited about that. I I don't even know what she has. I get her emails and I see her organizers, and they're higher and they're so beautiful. And I have restrained myself from purchasing anything until I figured out where are the spaces that I'm addressing and what are the
Mhm.
dimensions, what can work there. And now I'm going to focus on the beauty. But first of all, it is the function. That's the primary driving force behind this. So
Mhm.
fun little projects, but it's going to be so huge in how we use the space.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you should definitely, if you can, take some before pictures and some after pictures
Oh,
of just the different cubbies and spaces in your boat. That would be
oh,
great.
that's a great idea. Okay, I will. All right.
And then all our viewers that have boats can steal your ideas, and use those. So that would be good too.
I'm
But it
happy to share.
is, yeah, and it is really funny, when you're talking about like the little things and the small spaces that really bug you. I mean, I've been doing, and our viewers know I've been redoing my office for a while, and it's been this slow process. And my boyfriend, who lives with me, he is a lover of papers, and so I cannot break him of the habit of collecting his mail and not opening it and then collecting his receipts and doing that stuff. So he was piling that on top of the dresser, which is directly across from where I sit in my office.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm looking at. So I finally went and got a basket. So I got
Oh,
this really pretty basket with a lid on it. And he puts his papers inside, and I close the lid. And so I'm not bothered. He's not bothered. And right now it's working. And so I
oh,
kind of searched a little high and low for this basket because I wanted it to be pretty. And I didn't want it to be too big, because if it's too big, then that encourages him to, well, I can fill that basket up,
yes,
So,
yes.
yeah. So maybe I'll take a picture of that and share that with people too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I'm so glad that you just mentioned that. And I received a phone call from a previous client that I worked with, I think 3 years ago, and helped her pick out paint colors for a kitchen renovation. And so you just reminded me that, so when she called me, and she's calling me for another phase of projects, but the embarrassment in her voice, it was like, oh my gosh, I'm still working on my kitchen. And but hers was a really big deal. So please, and I told her on the phone call, it's like, oh my gosh, please, like, don't feel embarrassed by that. These projects take a very long time, so thank you for reminding us of that. I mean, you and I live and breathe this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and we're passionate about it, and we know the solutions, and yet when we want to make changes in our own spaces, it takes us a long time too. So I just want to remove that shame for our viewers. Don't worry about it. it's an evolving process. It's a journey. It's a
Right.
journey. So don't feel shame about that.
Yeah, it's not decluttering and organizing and designing is not a one and done. It's
Yes,
continually evolving and improving and changing because our lives change. You
exactly.
know, what we
Oh my
need and what we
gosh.
want. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that changes. So
This was great. I'm like so energized today. I'm just like, oh gosh. Anyway, very fun. So, all right, we're gonna end it right here. And it was great to see you. And thanks everybody for watching. And I will see you, Cathy, next week. We'll talk
yeah,
about that in a
sounds
minute.
good. Okay, thanks
All
so
right.
much, Jody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.